What's up, y'all? I'm Chris Hayes, 508, and this is On the Spot. Today we got a very special guest. Please introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from, what you got going on.
What's up, everybody? This is JYK, aka Young King J. I got a new track just dropped in June called Watching. This December 9th, I'm actually coming out with my first EP called 7 Songs for 7 Nights EP. Next month, I may or may not be dropping the track, but that's to be determined. But yeah.
Well, listen, man, congratulations on everything you got going on and coming up. I did get a chance to check out the Watching track, man. Very dope. I listen to it on Spotify. I'm sure it's available all over places too.
Yeah.
But that's where I checked it out. Y'all make sure to go check that out. Stay tuned for the project that's upcoming in December. Now, we got a lot to talk about, but before we get started, I want to officially welcome you to On the Spot, man. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, the first place that I always like to start off with is with your name. Now, tell the people again, because you had a few things there. I want to make sure everyone's clear on what's going on. When they go to these search engines and musical links and where people listen to music, tell them what your artist name is that they type in, how it's spelled, but also tell us, what does it mean? How did you get it? Who gave it to you? What is the story behind your name?
Okay, so on all the music platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, you'll find my name JYK, JA_YK. But like on social media, like Instagram or YouTube and things like that, it'd be Young King J. So basically, like how I got my name is like my mom, she has 4 kids, 2 sisters, and me and my little brother. So she always called us as we were growing up her young kings and her young queens. We were always like, to be held at a different standard, to be respectful and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where the Young King came from. I had a couple of different names like choose when I was growing up, but JYK, Young King J is kind of like where I settled at, for my mom. So
what does JYK mean? What is that?
J is just my first name, Javen. YK stands for Young King. So I just kind of shortened it up like that just to make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit cleaner, JYK.
Okay, I might be. I didn't realize that at first, but now.
Yeah, honestly, when you keep playing it back, it's like seems simple to me. But yeah, JAY is like my first name. That's why everybody calls me J. And then the YK at the end is the Young King part.
I love it, man. I love it. Representing the fam, man. Something you've been hearing your whole life, man. Now you representing it now, which I think is very dope. And now I wanna find out a little bit about your musical journey, man. Like, did you just start making music like this year?
Nah,
is this something you've been doing a while? Like, how did you get into music? Why do you do it? What keeps you going, man? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I really, really started, I grew up in the church, right? So my mom, she ran youth groups and things like that. So I was always in the choir, always, behind the scenes doing musical things like that. I tried to do the sound room kind of thing for a little bit. Didn't work out. I wanted to be on the mic, but and as I got older, I kind of gradually started writing poetry, and the actual first rap I wrote was probably when I was 9 or 10, and it was for a little town show at church, and it's for me and my boy Juwan, and I actually never ended up doing it, but getting that process and getting the note and the pad and the pen, it was just addicting, and I ended up just being able to really relay all my emotions, how I felt and what's going on the pen and the pad. And then when I was in Carleton, I actually went to Carleton University for a little bit. Didn't actually end up working out, but when I was there, that's when the actual making songs and making tracks and really pushing the idea of maybe I can actually compose some things, put these lines together and put them on a beat, And then about last year, 2021, September, August maybe, I put out my first actual track on all platforms called the Till You Have Freestyle. Just a little freestyle kind of thing, but it was a big moment for me because to actually see my name JYK, on social media platforms or even on Apple Music, it was okay, I can really do this, I can really, make moves with this. So, but yeah.
Man, so you actually you've been developing. I think that's what people don't realize, that there's a stage that can maybe take years of artist development, developing your skills and your confidence and your network and your relationship, and then finally you get to that point where last year you released your first song, man. So Congratulations. It's not as easy as people think it is to put yourself out there, man. And you're definitely doing it, and you're doing it well. And I know you said you grew up in the church, and that's part of your background and your story, which I think is very cool. And I also want to talk about some of your musical influences and inspirations. Who are some of the artists that help shape your sound?
Yeah, so I'm born in Toronto, Ontario. So Drake is definitely like a big influence. Tory Lanez, even a little bit small artists like Bernard Bands, Roy Woods, like those are artists that are very like melodic in their flow. Like they can do the rap thing too, but they have that tune, that melody. So even like especially growing up in the church, you get a lot of those songs, a lot of that melodic vibe. So to be able to kind of carry that, those are the kind of artists that I see. And even when I hop into my rap bag, like a lot of people look up to, like Joey Badass or even JID or Kendrick Lamar. Those kind of shape how I, kind of put my tracks together a lot too.
Definitely, like if you're a basketball player, you're looking at Kobe or Jordan or LeBron or all these top guys. So as an artist, it's kind of the same thing, and that's all right to look and then say, I'm trying to be better than these. You don't look at Jordan. These guys say, I'm just trying to be as good or better. You're trying to win more championships than them. So I think it is good to have those type of influences. And man, I hate to do it, but I got a tough question to ask you, man. Right now, if you could text any artist in the world, who is the first artist you would hit up for a collaboration and why?
A collaboration right now, man. I think I would probably have to go with JID or like a Smino or something like that. Just because like the way they rap is so different, and the catches the offbeat kind of thing. And I feel like I ride the wave a little bit. I ride the beat. You know what I mean? Like have a feature that comes in like differently. Like Smino, yeah, Smino would be different. I feel like Smino's probably the top guy I go with right now.
I like that, man. Getting outside of your comfort zone, man. Doing something a little bit different. And here's the thing, man. I want to talk about your music. Now, in the beginning, you mentioned you had a song "Watching" that came out. Tell the people about that song. What is "Watching" all about?
Now, Watching, right? Like, Watching actually dropped maybe about like two or 3 months after my mom passed. My mom passed this April.
Oh man!
Since then,
sorry to hear that, bro.
All right, bro. But since then, my music kind of turned like not necessarily dark, but like just in a different tone. You know what I mean? And so when I was writing and watching, I just felt like the devil was watching me. I just felt like I was going through a lot of temptation. There's a lot of struggle, and I just like there's a lot of things going on. It was just that's kind of where I got that even that flow like that will be watching what I got fit in my pocket. You know what I mean? Just in case people come knocking, because there's a lot of things going on. And like, I just feel like, in this time, like no one can tell me no, you know what I mean? Like I just get it, you know what I mean? So, but even with my EP dropping in December, 7 songs for 7 nights, I call it that because it's like, I put a play on words, it's nights with a K on it because, I'm Young King. So like I have my 7 guys with me. And then also, but 7 nights because it's like, they're not necessarily like hype tracks, but they're like those nighttime tracks where you can really like, chill and really reminisce and really think about like, your life or your passions or what you're trying to aspire to or what you've been through kind of thing like that. So that's kind of where my music is kind of really turned to.
Man, that is deep. The concept behind your song, the concept behind the project that's coming out, like, man, deep stuff, man. I appreciate you being so vulnerable, man, sharing your story with me and the people watching, man. Much respect, man. You guys definitely got to go check out that project in December. And also give this guy a follow right now, man. JYK, man, the Young King. You guys already know what it is. Now, we've gone over a lot in a short period of time. We talked about this earlier. It goes by like that, man. We've learned a lot about you.
Yeah, we got to it.
Period of time, and there's more to learn. That's why you guys gotta go give him a follow. You gotta listen to that Watching record on Spotify right now, man. Show some love and listen, JYK, man. Before we go, is there anything I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about? Is there any shout outs you want to give to your team or just everyone watching?
Yeah, man. Shout out the team, bro. Shout out Manny. Shout out Aiden, DBG, Gerald, Brian. You know, Rob, everybody, man. Honestly, right now we're in the Bunker Studios. Actually, I made this studio up in where I'm in Barry right now. So how it really started out is like I wasn't very confident in actually going to studios. So I wanted to come up with my own home setup so I could really work on my sound, work on my craft, and then when I get it together, kind of take it somewhere else. But it really turned into something great. So, you know, everybody check out the Bunker Studios at the Bunker Studios on IG as well. You know, and yeah, thank you for everybody watching. Check out Watch Him, give me a follow, DM, collabs, you know, features, all that. Hit the IG.
Where'd you say you're located? Where's the bunker at?
The bunker is in Barrie. So Barrie's about like an hour north of Toronto, Ontario.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I didn't know. We're
Yeah.
learning a lot about you, man. Like I said, we learned a lot about you in a short period of time, man. I'm gonna stay tuned with you, man. Follow your journey. I can't wait to hear the project that's on the way. I know it's gonna be a heavy hitter, man. Setting you up nice for 2023, man. So thanks again for coming through. And I also want to thank everybody watching. Yes, y'all that are watching, man. I got one favor to ask y'all. Press like, drop a comment, share this on your story,
Oh,
and make sure to follow JYK right now.
sir.
And listen, you guys already know what it is. I'm Chris Hayes 508. This is On the Spot. We're going to see y'all on the next episode. Let's go.